Part of the Supercharger kit from TTS is heavy duty clutch springs. So I'm going to be putting them in the clutch today, and I'll show you how to do that. So first of all, we need to drop the oil because I think the oil sits higher than the bottom of the outer cover. And I need the correct size Allen key, I guess. Oh yeah, you could just undo this plug and let it run on the floor, but I advise against that. Let the oil run into there. Right, the gear shifter's going to have to come off. I'm probably going to take this pedal off as well because that would be in the way of that. Then it's just a case of clutch cable off, I guess, and then all these bolts, and then that cover should come off. Little pinch bolt out there. You could mark where that goes to make sure it goes back in the same place, so your gear position is where you had it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to set it all up again when I put it back together. Now I need to get this out of the way, so I'm probably going to undo the two big Allen key bolts under there. I can't get in here with the exhaust on. Let's put a spanner on that. That's him out of the way. Undo these bolts holding that bracket on. These bolts have got to come undone anyway because they're part of the case bolts. So I'll undo this bracket rather than taking the cable out of the bracket. So now it's just a case of undoing all the bolts. Let's get a drip tray. I'll actually take this opportunity to change that Triumph badge as well, because that's got scratches in from when whoever had the Speed Twin with this motor in it crashed it. That's how I got the motor, because I got it from salvage. Oh look, it says Triumph underneath there as well. These bolts are different lengths, so you need to remember where they came from. But I'm just going to chuck them in a pile on the floor and worry about that later. I've got an idea. I've got a better idea than messing about like this. Soft mallet. See, it'll be on dowels, so it's got to come straight off of them. I could actually even take all of the bolts out. That might help. Yeah. Be very careful if you actually try and lever stuff like this off. That's actually a plastic wedge I've got there. Got nothing to grab hold of, so if I stick a bolt back in there, it'd be nice to have a bike lift. I could get this up high so I could get right underneath, but don't have one of them yet. Right, that was a bit of a prick to loosen, but I had to get my little plastic wedge wedged underneath and then another plastic wedge in that top corner there. So apparently there's a shaft in here which you don't want to fall out, because that one, I reckon, it has done. Try and keep it there. that's fallen out. Right, well that's something you got to watch. This shaft here gets stuck in the outer case, and then it comes out of its location in there, and then this gear drops. So I've got to try and get that back in again. So I guess if I line that up with the hole, and then I can just push that in, can't I? That's the other gear there, it's got to go in with as well, isn't it? That's how you do that. You look down the end of the hole, you line up where this has got to go in, and then stick it in. I'm just going to give that a little tap with that, and that's good. There's a washer on the floor here as well. I'm not really sure where that's come from. Might be from in there. I'll figure that out. Alright, so let's slacken these bolts. Good idea to do them evenly. I don't know if they're going to shoot right out with the spring tension, I'm not sure. We'll see very soon, won't we? Yeah, that was easy enough. Clutch plates seem alright. I'm not going to get too involved at that at this stage. So stick new springs in, which are quite a bit stiffer. I just checked them. Don't stick them in there. Stick them in. And that bit goes on. It's not rocket science. Right, looking on the interweb, that washer goes on the gear selector shaft there because various other people have had this problem as well. So that's where that goes. So we put the new gasket on, which comes complete with oil. It's not really new, it's the old one. I don't see the point of buying a new one when this one will go again. Well, I have got a new one, but I'm going to keep that for my other engine when I do the clutch springs in that. And the only thing you might have to be careful of when putting this back on is make sure that clutch lever mechanism gets locked up with this. I did put the clutch cable back on and put them 2 bolts in and a couple of other bolts just to try the clutch, just to make sure that the shaft had engaged, and yeah, that's all okay. So then I went around and put all the other bolts in and then torque them all up to 10 Newton meters. Where's my mini torque wrench? Click, 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 click. Click. Get this bit back on. Got some good torque wrenches around here. Click. Oh, I've still got my torque wrench set to 10 Newton meters. Get a bit tighter than that. Sump plug back in and torqued up to specification. So now I'll just get the oil back in it, or put some fresh oil in it, and then we're away. Right, and get the oil back in it, or fresh oil, This is actually the oil which was in it, because it's not that old. There you go, haven't spilt a drop yet. Years and years of practice. I used to actually work in a garage when I was young, and I used to have to go out and serve petrol when people pulled up, and I'd check the oil and the tyres and stuff, and I'd always be topping up oil. So many different sorts of cars with oil bottles. So I got very good at it. So pretty simple mod really. It is a little bit stiffer to pull in, but it was very, very light before, so it should be good. And don't forget to like and comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And of course, have a great day.